Hello and welcome back to my channel. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Sian. Please subscribe if you'd like to see more videos. There are loads of different types of video on this channel and I'm sure you'll find something that you like. Now you might be thinking, hang on a second, you filmed one of these like just a few days ago. But my children are exactly a week apart in birthdays. In fact, they were both due on the same day. So these videos come up very quickly together, but then that's it for them for the year. So yeah, I'm sorry that there are two of them so close together, but there are two children and they both have birthdays and they both have birthdays within a week of each other. Not a lot I can do about that. So this week the video is for my son and he has just turned 9. As you know, have filmed these for years and years, and before that I used to write a blog post to them. So this is just something that I do. I really love to look back on them, and hopefully they will too when they get a bit older, fingers crossed. So here we go with the letter for my son. Dear beautiful boy, I love you so much, more than I can even begin to tell you, even though at the moment you kind of infuriate me quite a lot. I absolutely adore you and I hope, really hope that you know that, because you are so loved by me and your daddy and your annoying little sister. We all love you and we just want you to be happy, basically. You are such a sportsman. This year you have got 2 trophies, maybe 3. You got the top scorer of your football team. I think you scored apparently 68 goals, which is insane in a season, especially when you're not a striker. But you've done really well, and you also got a trophy, one of those ones over there, from football camp. In fact, you might have got 2, so I think maybe there's 3 trophies from this year. But you always seem to be picking up trophies at the end of the season. There's just lots of them. As you can see behind me, there are plenty of trophies there, and you are happiest when you're playing football. It's what you love to do. You like to spend hours in the garden playing football, and you've finally reached a point where you're actually quite happy to go out and play football by yourself, which is really nice. Before that, you've always wanted someone with you, or someone watching you, or someone playing with you, and it's really nice that you can kind of entertain yourself now as well. Not that we don't like playing with you, we absolutely love playing with you, but sometimes we just don't have enough time to be playing with you all the time as well. Plus your sister also needs us to play with her. Sometimes we feel like we're kind of being dragged in both directions and you kind of wanting to split us in half, and if I could do that, that would be amazing, but I can't, and I've kind of gone off on a little bit of a tangent, so sorry. Yes, you are very good at sport. You're great at swimming, you're great at rugby, you're great at football. Pretty much everything you try, you are very good at. You're not particularly great at long distance running, but that's okay, because I am rubbish at it too, and so is your daddy. So potentially we didn't give you the genetics for long distance running, and I'm sorry about that. But you're very good at sprinting, so that kind of makes up for it. Your teachers always have so much praise for you at school. You work hard, you listen, you do the work, you ask good questions, and I'm really proud of how you settle down and just crack on with work. In terms of reading, you like to read, but you only really like to read about things you like to know about. So you like to read a lot of football books, you get a football magazine every week, and that's great. You know that mummy and daddy both love football anyway, so we're perfectly happy with that. Although we're not particularly keen on the football team that you have chosen to support, but we're kind of grin and bearing it for now in the hope that you might change your mind again when you get a bit older. We don't necessarily want you to support either of our teams, and that's absolutely fine. You support who you support, and we just have to accept that. That's our problem, not yours. This year you started doing tackling in rugby, and I think initially you found that quite hard because, you know, it's not exactly intuitive that you would throw yourself at someone else in order to bring them to the ground. It kind of feels like, you know, you might get hurt. So you struggled a little bit with that. But now that you've got into it, you and your team play some of the most amazing rugby. I would genuinely pay to watch you play. You also scored an amazing try on the pitch at half time in a local rugby match. And I'm going to say a local rugby match. It was a league match and you were on the pitch at half time. You and all your team were there, but you just managed to dodge every single person on the opposition's team and score this just amazing try, which obviously the whole crowd cheered at, and then someone shouted, "Sign him on!" And again, I couldn't even speak. I was that proud of you at that moment in time. I love how sensitive you are. You have such a lovely, caring side. You adore that the cats have finally started sitting on you, so you'll sit down with them and stroke them every night. And you still sometimes get a bit upset about our cat who died 2 years ago, possibly 3. I can't remember anymore when he died. But you still sometimes get a bit upset about missing him. And I think it's lovely, and I think it's not lovely that you get upset. That came out wrong. But I think it's lovely that you have that ability to be upset and to show your emotions, because we don't want you ever to feel like you can't show how you're feeling, because it's so important to show how you're feeling. And we always do too, you know when we're upset or if we're cross, and you also know how to make us cross. This year your behaviour has been a little testing, I'll say. You seem to know exactly which buttons to press, and you have enjoyed pressing them. But I think it's to do with anxiety. I think sometimes if you get kind of anxious or worked up about something, it actually comes out as bad behaviour. And I think now that we've realised that, we can kind of work with you to try and work out some coping mechanisms for you, so that hopefully you don't end up feeling like that again, and we don't end up feeling like, why is he being like this? So fingers crossed we're getting there with that. You've had a bit of a struggle with friendships as well this year. Someone new started in school and it kind of changed the dynamic of your class. And I think you've sort of struggled a little bit with trying to bring someone else into a group, and it's sort of splitting up your group. But you are a good friend, and you've now reached the point where I'm letting you go to the park by yourself, which scares the living daylights out of me, truth be told. But I know you're growing up, and I know that you need that independence, and it's not far away from us, and as long as you're going with someone, I'm okay. You're also going to start walking to school by yourself on the day of your birthday. And again, it's only 5 minutes walk. Everyone else is walking, and I'm still going to be walking behind you with your sister. So I'm kind of okay with that. But equally, it just feels like you're reaching this point where you're kind of wanting to make that leap to get away from us. And I get that. I totally get that. I remember feeling it too. But it doesn't make it any less hard to make those decisions as your parent, to kind of let you step out without us. And I think you're very sensible, you're very mature for your age in some things, but that particularly you make sure you look when you cross the road. You're very good at that kind of stuff. So I know that you're going to be okay. You're going to be fine. You're not only going to be fine, you're just going to thrive. You're going to be wonderful. And I just have to accept that you are growing up, because you've only got 2 and a bit more years left at primary school now. And I don't even know where that time has gone. Like, I genuinely don't. I love the person that you're growing up to be. And whilst it hasn't exactly been easy all the time, parenting never was going to be, but you're growing up to be such a caring, considerate, compassionate sportsman, and you are absolutely amazing. I love you so much. I love your attitude to life. I love your attitude to sport. I love how willing you are to take on anything if it comes to sport, or to be honest, anything in the house. You've been really, really helpful in the house in this last year as well, helping me out when I need help, doing more chores around the place. And I think you're kind of starting to see that actually I can't do everything all the time, because that physically aren't enough hours in the day, and you've really noticed that and started to help more, and for that I really, really appreciate it, and obviously adore you even more. I think you just need to keep doing exactly what you're doing, young man, aside from the annoying me. That would be great if I could stop. You're growing up so wonderfully, and I'm enjoying watching it happen. I love how passionate you are about football, how passionate you are about your friendships, and just what a wonderful little boy you are. And I think you're going to be a great man too. I love you so, so much. All right, darling.